Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Ty Learned, and today I am not alone. Say what's up, man.
No. Alright, what's up guys? I'm Pop.
Yeah, man. Pop Tato. Anyways, we're gonna be reviewing every arc in One Piece, and the reason why I wanted to bring Pop on is because I'm the one who put him on. So, you know, like, I have to know his opinion, and I have to tell him if he's objectively wrong or
No, I'm gonna tell you if you're objectively wrong because I think my opinion is better.
I disagree. Anyways, guys, if you guys want more One Piece videos, I keep clapping my hand. I gotta stop doing that. But every time, if you guys want more One Piece videos, just comment down below, please. Like, let me know. Like, you literally have to let me know because I don't know if you guys like the videos or not, and I'm just like standing here paranoid, crisscross applesauce. And I don't know what the fuck.
I mean, isn't that like what you do in your free time?
Alright, man. Anyways.
Romance Dawn, it's like 3 episodes. It's boring, but it introduces Zoro, so that's like an automatic plus for me. Anything else is basically just sleep time. I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, yeah, it's just the first 3 episodes. It's pretty cut and dry, man.
Yeah, there's not much to talk about, really.
Now, I don't, surprisingly, I don't have much to say about a 5-episode saga. Because, I mean, Orangetown just speaks for itself. It comes together with Buggy having that tie-in with Shanks, which is a really cool connection for Luffy. Since in One Piece, there's really not too many personal connections, but Buggy not only was the first villain with one, he was the first villain, period. And not to mention, Buggy we see later on evolve into someone more of just a one-off villain, and it was a great introduction to the character. The cast was great. I love Buggy's crew. I wish we saw more of them. I thought the dude on the tricycle was gonna be like on Zoro's level for the whole series, but, got nagged. Choo Choo was amazing, Luffy was great, and Nami's little foreshadow of her hating pirates and stuff like that, it was all just genius big brain writing from the boy Oda. Next arc, Syrup Village. This is Orangetown, but literally better because it introduces the consistently best Straw Hat, Usopp. And don't worry, I'll be making a video soon on that as well regarding that topic. But anyways, Kuro himself was also a really cool villain. I thought he was really underappreciated. Personally, I like Buggy a little more, but hey, Kuro isn't a bad villain like Don Krieg.
Speaking of Don Krieg, the next arc is Bharati, or however he says it. Now, aside from Ty's opinion, I really like this arc. It not only introduces Sanji, which I think is one of the best Straw Hats in the East Blue Saga, because one, he's not a simp, compared to in literally every other arc after East Blue, and 2, the Mihawk moments that Zoro exchanges with him. I think it's a great character moment for Zoro, and also the ending I think is a great send-off for the character Sanji to go into the East Blue with the Straw Hats. Now, the thing that I really don't like is, Don Krieg, but honestly, I don't mind it that much because we have so many golden moments, and, the other person was great. I forgot his name. Arlong Park! Arlong Park is a perfect arc, and it's my 3rd favorite arc, I think. This arc introduces Nami's actual pirate problem that they've been foreshadowing ever since Orangetown, and I think they do it perfectly, along with Arlong being such a great villain, just completely shatters Nami's hopes and dreams and kills her mom, absolutely devious. Anyway, the Arlong walk is one of the best moments from One Piece, in general, One Piece so far. I think every single character had a really great villain to face off against, and I really don't have that many complaints as to this arc as a whole. So yeah, Arlong Park, 10 out of 10 arc.
Next arc that isn't a 10 out of 10, aka Lounge Town. The first couple episodes are so goddamn boring. I'm sorry, I don't care about Usopp's goddamn glasses and Sanji catching a fish. I don't care. There's a character named Daddy. I'm not sold. But the stuff with Smoker and everything with Buggy and Dragon is it is basically 10 out of 10 stuff in the series. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely great lore added into the story for One Piece.
Whiskey Peak is Okay, so aside from the Zoro versus like what 300 people, Whiskey Peak is a boring arc, and the only reason I somewhat like it is a Zoro moment and that it sets up Alabasta, which is actually a pretty good arc. But I'm not gonna talk about it for that long because everybody in it sucks except for maybe like Vivian and the Straw Hats. Luffy gets fat. Little Garden, I think, is one of the better arcs in One Piece. It not only sets up Usopp's like actual motivations and dreams, he's saying how he wants to go to Elbaf not only in this arc but also repeated in Dressrosa. I feel like that would be a really great conclusion to Usopp's character. Not to mention how Bragi and Dory's fights are very compelling, and this Little Garden arc, it's a short arc, but it basically fits my criteria. It's not that comedic or whatever Whiskey Peak was, but it fits and I really like it. Drum Island is a top 5 arc for me. The only thing I don't like about it is the villain, because I don't get why they added that guy, but you know what? Doesn't even matter. They introduced Chopper, which is the best Straw Hat. Like, okay, I feel like Chopper has the best Straw Hat origin story, and I feel like the flashbacks are easily the best part, tied with the ending. And I also feel like Luffy in this arc has great character moments. And not to mention how I think Zoro's pretty funny in this arc, and how it foreshadows him needing to be stronger in the Alabasta arc, which also directly introduces one of the greatest moments that Zoro has in One Piece.
So the next arc is Alabasta, and oh my god, where do I even start with this goddamn arc? First of all, Vivi. Now everyone complains about her. Oh my god, yo, she falls. She's annoying. Shut up. Vivi's amazing in this arc. Okay, let's just get that out of the way first off. Bar Q works, the entire crew, amazing. Bon Clay, the GOAT. Mr. 1, the GOAT. Mr. 0, the GOAT. Who else is on that? Booger Dude, he was still the GOAT beforehand, and he's still the GOAT now, even though he's not even in this arc. But that doesn't even matter. Merry Christmas, okay, she's trash, but she's the only trash one on the team. Now, similarly to what Pop said about Arlong Park, everyone in this arc does their thing, but it is just cranked up to 1,000 in comparison to Arlong Park. Firstly, Bon Clay versus Sanji, amazing. Second, Nami actually becoming strong, okay, amazing. Usopp and Chopper versus Mr. 4 and Miss Merry Christmas, the two most least independent people in the Straw Hats becoming independent. And obviously Zoro cutting steel, which when I saw for the first time, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I definitely like paused the episode, Pop, and I was like, okay, One Piece is like fucking crazy. Like this is amazing. Oh, Mr. 1 versus Zoro was amazing. That shit was insane. That was probably my favorite moment in the entire arc. I'm definitely like a Zoro fanboy, but you know, it's whatever. And literally everything with Luffy versus Crocodile is perfect. There is nothing wrong with that. Crocodile is a fucking menace. Crocodile actually felt like the first genuine threat to Luffy besides like Arlong, who wasn't really even a threat anyway. Overall, this arc is amazing. I do think it could be a little shorter though. However, it's not as dragged out as a lot of people like to think it is. Overall, I think it's like a 9 out of 10 arc.
Next up is Jaya, and to be honest, the first part of Jaya I wasn't really into. Like, the backstory seemed sort of interesting, but like, I didn't really get the Blackbeard introduction. Like, I really didn't get the Straw Hats, like, just buying stuff, goofing around. But the second half of Jaya, it gets so much better because we have Luffy punching Bellamy, and I think it's a really great moment. And in this arc, Bellamy literally shits all over Luffy, and Luffy allows it because he's finally learned what Shanks meant when he said all those things to Luffy as a kid, which I find a really nice full circle moment for Luffy and the crew. I don't really like the first part of it, but it redeems itself. What's next? Is it Sky? Oh, it's so boring. Like, it's in my opinion, it's the worst One Piece arc that's ever exists. You know, NL, he's mid. The Straw Hats in this arc, they're mid. The plot, the world building, everything else, it's so boring. It's so long. It drags it out by so much. I wish I skipped this arc. They foreshadow NL's return, but they haven't done it yet. As to like literally Wano, what, like 800 episodes after? Like, you know what? You know what? No, I take that back. That's a good decision. I don't want to see Enel ever again. The only thing I like about Skypiea is because Sanji gets his cool soundtrack, which I think is the best soundtrack of One Piece. Besides that, I hate it. Anyway, it's a 5 out of 10 arc. It's a 5 out of 10 arc.
Now, the next arc after Skypiea, surprisingly, is like up there for the worst arc in One Piece. However, I think it is a pretty fun arc, and it takes away from that dreadful, boring ass shit that was Skypiea. Foxy was fun as fuck. Afro Luffy, yeah, it was funny. Zoro and Sanji actually teaming up for once, and that getting reanimated, oh my god. And funny Robin Chopper moment is pretty cool too. Overall, I think this arc is a breath of fresh air, and we also get to see the Go Aokiji here, so that's pretty cool.
Okay, so we've had one bad arc, we've had one sort of decent arc. Now we're getting to like peak One Piece, because Water 7, it is top 5 One Piece arcs. They introduce Cyborg Frankie, the GOAT. They introduce Iceberg. They introduce CP9. They introduce Rob Lucci, the GOAT. The plot is great. The flow works well. The characters bond off each other, and I really don't have any complaints about this arc. I think Nico Robin gets like the most development, and I really think that she needed that after like 2 really boring arcs with her in it. But really, I don't think Nico Robin's arc is completed until Enies lobby, so I'm gonna pass it to Tyler. And
Hashidi does it. Hashidi does it. Yeah, this arc is like a 20 out of 10, bro. Like, if Arlong Park was a 10 out of 10, and if Alabasta was, like, just as good, or maybe just a little bit worse, this arc takes Arlong Park, Alabasta, combines them, puts them with Potara earrings, combines them again, and multiplies that by times 10 with a crack pipe. Like, bro, everything in this arc is active, and when I said everyone does their thing, I know I'm just repeating myself at this point, but everyone does their thing in this arc. Firstly, we get Chopper's best moment, we get Nami's arguably best moment in pre-timeskip, which was fighting, what is her name, Khalifa? I think, yeah. Everything with Usopp, actually no, that's the one problem about this arc, actually. There is no Usopp. I don't know where Usopp is this entire arc, yo. I don't know what's going on. But Frankie is amazing. Oh my god, Robin's backstory. Robin actually becomes a character, guys. It's kind of crazy. Rob Lucci also becomes a character. We have the other CP9 goons just doing their thing too. Sanji gets his little fire feet thing, and I've been waiting for that the entire time I got into this series, because I've seen this man Sanji and it does like fire kicks, and I'm like, oh my god, this looks so cool. And he's just never done it until that point. I was like, oh my god, this is when it finally fucking happens. And the entire time when I was watching this arc, I'm like, man, everything is great except for the fact that Zoro's not getting his moment. And literally right as I said that, I saw Kaku versus Zoro and the Ashura form. And brother, let me fucking tell you, the Ashura form is the coolest shit in the entire arc. I don't care, you can call me a fanboy, but oh my god. Everything from Luffy versus Lucci as well, Jabber versus Sanji, like I said, everything in this arc just comes together. I can't really like put into perspective how good this arc is, because everything that I'm saying right now has been talked about and further elaborated on in like every single YouTube video to exist. This arc also introduces Gears, which Gear Secondo, fucking amazing, and I think Gears genuinely just deserves a whole video on its own about why it's such a genius power-up. Not only is it a transformation that is just for Luffy, it's not just a transformation that feels like, oh, we gotta sell toys. And they go on to further prove this point by having Gear 3 be Luffy's strongest form, a form where it's literally just Luffy with a fucking beluga whale arm. Oh, and also everything with the Going Merry, yeah, I cried. Yeah, I don't even need to talk about that. And lastly, Frankie joining the Straw Hats and Usopp returning. All good stuff, man. This arc is like a 20 out of 10. I don't even care. And I know some of you are going to be like, well, what about post Enies lobby, which is just like Ace versus Blackbeard and Shanks versus Whitebeard. Yeah, that stuff is pretty cool too. And I'm so happy that the next arc we get to cover is 3 Lobok. Now, let me tell you guys, everyone hates this arc. Literally everyone and their mother hates this arc. Not me though. Not me though. This arc is probably my favorite arc in pre-timeskip, guys. I'm not even kidding you. Let's just get all the cons out the way. Yeah, the Thriller Bark villains, they all smell bad, and they arguably have the worst design in all of One Piece. But it's okay because Moria Laugh is pretty funny, and Oars is also pretty funny. And not to mention, we also get another menace this arc, which has nothing to do with the Thriller Bark crew, that being Kuma. And boy, Kuma is the GOAT! What else? Oh yeah, dude, fuck, I'm stupid. Honestly, guys, it's kind of hard to talk about Thriller Bark because, like, nothing happened. Yeah, everything with that scene, probably the best scene in pre-timeskip, honestly. Best Zoro moment as well. And Usopp even gets his thing. Surprisingly, Usopp gets so much love in One Piece, and it's crazy here because in Thriller Bark, he literally beats a villain that he is the only one capable of beating. Chopper also got some stuff in this arc. It really had nothing to do with action because that was all Enies lobby. However, it had more so to do with the moral conflict between him and the Doctor at Thriller Bark. And how could I forget about the GOAT Brook? He has my favorite backstory amongst all the Straw Hats, and I love the connection between him and Laboon. That shit, oh, fucking genius, Oda. And might I add the peak comedy in this arc. I think the comedy in here is the best One Piece ever gets. Everything from Brook doing his funny, corny jokes with Robin and Nami to Chopper and them just running away from the monsters in comparison to the second team of the Straw Hats that drop and they just beat up all the monsters. To even when Moria took Luffy's shadow and we saw just this big ass monster being Luffy and just being a dumbass. And also the Straw Hat Power Ranger formation Frankie does, that was all goated. Like all the funny moments in this arc are great, and even all the serious moments are. Specifically the ones with Brook and Zoro and the Wano Samurai, that had to have been my personal favorite part of the arc, other than obviously nothing happened. Zoro got a lot of shine this arc, surprisingly, with him getting his new sword, and him even performing like a Giga Chat against Oars and Kuma, and just overall representing why he's on this crew and why he's not a mid-tier character, because a lot of people like to say that Zoro's kind of mid and boring, but then they forget he does shit like this.
Sabaody is a great arc. I don't think it's one of the best, but it's still great in its own perspective. Not only do you have the Celestial Dragons who you're supposed to hate, and showing the flawed side of the navies, but you also have Luffy punching the Celestial Dragon, Bartholomew Kuma just wiping everybody away, Luffy just like genuinely being sad that nobody's like going to come back to him. Also, this arc introduces the other one of the three admirals, and Kizaru legitimately almost kills Zoro. Zoro, I think, this arc has the worst down skill, but it's that much better because it convinces him to train with Mihawk, and it makes him that much stronger in the post-Timeskip era.
After Sabaody, we have Amazon Lily, which in my opinion is probably the most boring arc in One Piece. I mean, besides Boa's backstory, I did not give a fuck about literally anything in this arc. Like Haki, okay, cool, I already knew about it. Luffy discovering Haki and that journey was also pretty cool, but besides that, it was kind of boring. I do like Boa Hancock though. However, Impel down, oh my god, the upgrade. This arc, actually scratch that. I take back what I said about Thriller Bark having peak comedy. Impel down is definitely the funniest arc in One Piece. Impel down not only has one of the saddest moments, that being Bon Clay's sacrifice and just wrapping up that whole character as a whole, it has arguably one of the best team-ups with Luffy teaming up with literally all of his past enemies, plus some goats like Ivankov and Jinbei. Magellan also was cool. I also like how Magellan just kind of like shitted everywhere because he had that poison. That was kind of funny, I guess. And I wish some of the Impel down guards had a little bit more depth so I can care about them. But regardless, I thought this arc was pretty solid.
Marineford is my favorite arc. It is objectively the best arc. This arc is a 200 out of 10. If you could score out of 200 out of 10, everything about this arc is amazing. Everything about this arc is perfect. Whitebeard, Ace, Luffy, Blackbeard, Ivankov, you name it, everything in this arc is perfect, perfectly paced. The plot is wonderful. Whitebeard actually gets like development instead of just being a super strong, oh, I'm a super buff guy character. Ace's death is one of the most emotional parts of not only this arc but also One Piece as a whole. Luffy himself, like, he develops off that so much. It also leads to Rayleigh training him and Luffy discovering Haki and Gear 4 and all that stuff. Everything from the entrance to the end is perfect. Up from the Moby Dick entrance to the Shanks reveal, Shanks stopping Akainu from literally pooping on Kobe, and Shanks' great speech and all that is perfect. It also gives a lot of depth into the side characters like Garp, Sengoku. Like, I'm saying side characters as these are like top Admiral Navy level. That just represents how crazy this arc is. Like, I have nothing bad to say about this arc. Mihawk is goated, everybody else is goated. And also Ace's reveal as Goldie Roger's son, some flashbacks, you know, Ace's actual motivations, and him siding with Whitebeard, Goldie Roger's biggest enemy. I found that super well done. In addition, I'm also going to be talking about the Sabo stuff, you know, the post-war stuff. Basically, this arc has all the flashbacks of Luffy, Sabo, and Ace, and I think that's perfect. Even some of the filler episodes, I think, really shouldn't have been filler and should have been, like, actually important to the story. Because this post-war arc is supposed to introduce us to the dynamic of Luffy, Ace, and Sabo. Post-war arc is really good, and I'm just going to include that in with Marineford because, you know, basically the same thing.
Dude, the audio is like 34 fucking minutes long. That's where we're gonna be ending things off, guys. I'm pretty tired. Pop is pretty tired. I think I'm just gonna go fall asleep on like a tree or something. Pop, I think he's probably gonna go in a shoebox. If you guys,
no, that I will not take.
if you guys want to check
I'm
out
taking over his channel now.
Pop's
You can call
channel,
me Pop Learn
please
from now on.
check it out in the description. He's a pretty cool guy.